Man, this is just getting wild. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bray. If you don't know, I am a former elite and all-American gymnast, which is how I got into this whole world of gymnastics to begin with. Now I'm a coach and a judge, and I have started up this YouTube as just basically a gymnastics analysis, all things right now gymnastics related. Maybe one day I'll start involving more of my personal stuff, but I don't think anybody cares about that. I wouldn't either. So you are here on the gymnastics analysis channel. Anyway, we're just gonna make a quick, oh yeah. We're gonna make a quick little video. It probably won't be that quick, but I'm gonna try to make it quick. Quick little video of Simone Biles' most recent training updates. She's doing some crazy stuff right now, so we're gonna look at all of what she has posted, new stuff on vault, floor, and a little bit of bars. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Before we do, don't forget to like this channel. It really helps support me. Subscribe, share this. I also have created an Etsy shop. And so if you're looking for some fun sports stuff, I have a bunch of stuff on Etsy, mainly related to gymnastics right now, but we just got started. This little shop's only about a month old, so I am putting in more sports designs every day, trying to do more family stuff, going towards more like mom sporting and like dad sporting kind of shirts, sibling sports shirts, just anything in the mom and dad. We're all over the place, honestly. So if you're interested in that, it's linked down below. Thank you for your support, and let's get into the video. Okay, let's watch the first pass. So this is, I guess I would call this a double A double out, because it's a double layout with a double full on the last flip. So that to me would be a double A double out, which is that is just a mouthful in itself. All right, so let's break it down in slow-mo. I think it's absolutely crazy in slow-mo. I've watched this probably about 100 times, just like trying to grasp how hard this is. And right here, so I was like breaking it down. I was like, when does she even really do the second flip? Like, when does she even really start the twist? And so I rewound this and watched it, broke it down over and over, and we're going to do that. So as you can see right here, she goes into the first flip. She's in that first flip upside down. So it only has really done half of the flip. And that's when she takes her right arm and starts pulling it over her head right here. And this is what's going to start the first twist right there. Now she's going into the second flip. And on the second flip, she completes that second full. So again, first full in the first flip. Well, I guess really 1, 2. Oh, wait, hold on. Full. I'm confused. Maybe actually this is is this a triple laid out double? I need to watch this in fast motion. Hold on. I might not even know what's going on. Full, double full. Full. No, I was right. Layout, double full. Okay. Ooh, I don't know. The slow-mo was really confusing me. So here we are again. She does the first layout. It's easier, honestly, in regular motion to tell. Layout, double full. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. Layout, double full. All right, layout and double full in the last flip. So she has to kind of start the double full in the middle of the first flip, but she does complete that first flip before and finishing the flip. Now we're doing a double full into the last layout. That's just crazy. Honestly, this, like, as you can see, my brain kind of hurts right here. I don't know what part of the brain that is, but that's making you like critically think, but it hurts my brain. This is, as you can tell, very complicated. I just am so confused how the fact that she knows where she is, like, this is, oh, hi. This is so incredibly hard. Like, please, you'll have to just excuse the toddler in the back. My husband's off of work, so he's like having a really rowdy time with him. Again, okay, I just have no words for this. I don't understand. Layout and then the double. Crazy. Layout, double full. Layout, double full. Layout, double full. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay, moving on. I think this is her Amanar. She hasn't done an Amanar in a hot minute. That just looks so easy for her, you know? And it's so not an easy vault. Remember at that time when we went to the Olympics in 2012, somebody said that we were the United States of Amanar. I was like, that is beautiful. Okay, moving on to that Amanar. So I've broken this vault down too because her technique is so good. I'm in the middle of teaching, you know, the lower levels, like level 6, 7s, they're Yurchenkos, and they're pretty good, but they're not obviously amazing yet. And so we've been breaking down the round off portion a lot, and this has been the part that we've really been focusing on is getting off our hands. Actually, let me go to the slow-mo because that'll be easier. Getting off our hands right there, standing up out of the round off. Like, this is so important. If you're not pushing off the ground right there, and if you're not see how she starts pulling her feet over? Pull your feet down. See how once she starts doing that, her arms start coming up in front of her chest, and then she can whip her arms back right there as fast as she can so she can get into that table at a good enough angle. See how her hands are all the way turned in? This really, in my opinion, just really helps. I don't know if maybe her fingers also kind of slid, but just that angle of your hands being like that, I think really helps make it easier for your elbows and your shoulders to lock out more with your hands slightly turned in. I kind of feel like that on bars. Like, I'll notice a lot of kids that bend their elbows. I'll tell them to kind of like roll their elbows out, and it makes their arms a little bit stiffer and a little bit firmer, and it's helped their bars. So that's kind of what I see here on vault is she's turning those elbows out, which causes her fingers to go in towards each other. And it's just, I don't know, it just feels a little bit sturdier when you do it that way. So I think that's an interesting observation. But she hits those hands, and her feet, immediately she's got to block. Feet are a little bit in a bridge, and then boom. Feet got to come up, arms got to come up immediately. And just a really easy Amanar for her. Granted, she's done this for a long time now. This is the one that's absolutely insane. And honestly, if she tried this on the ground right now, she'd probably fall on her face. Or at least crunch her ankles. So anyways, this is the Yurchenko full in. That's super crazy. We'll watch it in slow-mo first. So she does a double back with a full twist in the first flip. So that's what makes it the full in. Remember, full out is a twist on the last flip. A full in is a twist on the first flip. So again, she has to be super tight. Like, oh, such a good block. Anyway, so this is why I think I say she would not be able to land this just yet. And notice how I say yet, because don't put anything past Simone. So as she's getting into the full in, this is the part that's crazy. She's literally having to fight gravity, momentum, all of that stuff while she's trying to grab her legs, because she's got to grab her legs to pull. And whenever I did full ins or any type of double backs, I grabbed my shins. She's grabbing underneath her knees, which I think grabbing your shins allows you to pull better, but some people would rather pull behind their knees, and it's just really a personal preference. I think pulling your shins is easier. Some people might think pulling behind your knees is easier, but I wonder if a lot of the reason she has to pull her knees here is because that's all she can get to, essentially, because of all that force against her chest. Like, I can just feel like you're twisting and flipping so fast. All that force is going against your chest in the air, and that you're trying to pull your knees up to your chest so you keep flipping and get in a ball and be aerodynamic as possible. And it's hard to kind of get your hands to your shins. So I just thought that was interesting that she was grabbing behind her knees, but it could just be what she wants to do, and or it could just be the only way she can grab her legs. But right here, as she starts pulling, you can tell she's not able to pull her legs over her head as much as she would like to get herself all the way around. So I'm looking at the ground right here. So if this is the blue part of the mat was all the way out like a regular landing, if she was to land, that's where her landing would be. So she would probably be on her face. Is that making sense? So if the ground was right here, even with this blue mat that you see, you stretch that blue mat all the way out, she would probably land like that. So, I mean, and it's no knock to her. It's extremely, extremely hard vault. But for anybody saying, like, she could put this on the ground, I don't think she could put this on the ground yet. Give her some more time. She'll probably figure it out where she would be able to put this on the ground. But right now, there's a reason she's going into the pit. So I think that is the most insane vault that I've seen her do, just because of how aerodynamically hard it is and just how hard it is in general. But, unless you have, like, I've done a Yurchenko double back before. I did it when I retired after coming back from nationals my senior year in college. We went around to the gym and just messed around and did skills that we hadn't done in a long time. And I decided to throw a Yurchenko double back just to say I did it. And it wasn't terrible. Like, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, but it was definitely hard. And I just remember having how hard it was to get my legs in the tuck position out of the Yurchenko, because if you think about it, you have to take yourself from this position all the way through up to this position. And granted, she's twisting, but you basically have to take yourself from upside down to upright and pull those legs over your head very, very quick. And you have minimal time to do it, so it's extremely hard. But I just felt all of the weight of the world pushing against me, and it was hard to get my legs up as much as I needed them to be till I'm able to do it safely. And so I know that's what she's feeling here. It's just all of that force against her, and she's still able to get it up pretty well. But I just know that there's a lot of force against her chest, which makes it really hard. All right, what's the last thing? Oh, I think this is her triple double. All right, back on her triple double. So I have some thoughts on her triple double, just honestly all this twisting in general, and this is just like my opinion perspective. I think it's interesting that she's trying all these twisting stuff again, given the fact that, she suffered with the twisties the last Olympics. And in my opinion, I don't know if I would want to ever try that, especially before the Olympics. I'd be really afraid of getting the twisties again. But, nobody knows Simone better than Simone. So if Simone's like, no, I'm fine, I can do this, then like all power to her. But I just think that was an interesting perspective, because I was like, I would not try that. I would not try to do all this crazy twisting stuff again, especially right before the Olympics. I'd be so scared to get the twisties again. But that's why I am not Simone Biles, and she is. She is willing to take risks that maybe a lot of people aren't willing to take. So she gets rewarded from it, but it definitely comes with its risks. All right, going back to her triple double. 1, 2, 3. So we'll kind of break that down for the people that can't really catch the double-double. So the triple-double. So the double part is the double back. The triple part is the triple twists that she does inside the double back. Absolutely crazy. So she's starting her first flip and she does a full. Now she's starting her second flip and she does 2 fulls. So there's that triple twist happening in the double-double. I think her reaction to her landing was really funny. That's why I left it in there. She just kind of like bounces out of it. She's just goofy, honestly. She's funny. And you can just tell, like, if you're a gymnast and you know what you're looking for, or you just know gymnastics in general, even if you're not a gymnast and you know gymnastics, like, I can just see it, her head. She knows exactly where she is. Eyes, 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 eyes. Like, boom, 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 boom. Like, she knows exactly where she is. So that's really nice to see. And this is a fun bar one. She does a Maloney to, I believe this is called a Chang. What does she do that out of? A Friep. So she does Friep, a Friep Shaposh. I'm sorry. A Friep Dekachev. Friep Dekachev. I think that's called a Chang. I think that's what someone said it was called. She did Maloney to Chang. Correct me on that. Again, a lot of people are like, oh my God, she doesn't know the names of the skills. First of all, I do know the names of 9 out of 10 skill that I ever see. But I know the root of it, and that's literally all that matters. Because, like, if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, she did a Friep Dekachev. And every gymnast that is higher level or coach would know exactly what that looks like. A Friep Dekachev. Not everybody, if it is called a Chang, would know what the Chang is. But I'm like, oh, it's a Friep Dekachev. They'd be like, oh, gotcha. So come from my throat another day, please. But I'm pretty sure that's called a Chang. Nonetheless, she does a Toan Shaposh, aka a Maloney, and then she does a Friep Dekachev, which I believe is also called the Chang. But again, please correct me if I'm wrong. Because maybe I misread it. Also, I have dyslexia, so sometimes I'll read stuff. Like, I thought I read it as a chow. I was like, that's a chow? Because I know there's a chow on another skill. But then I reread it, another post, and it said it was a Chang, and I was like, oh. So I think it's a Chang, but put it in the comments if you know what it is technically. or what the name is, I should say, because technically it's a free up to Tkachev. But I love breaking down the Maloneys because I don't think they get enough respect. They really, in my opinion, is like, I think I said this when I was like 12. I was interviewed by, at the time it was Gymnastics. Now it's Flow Gymnastics. Ugh, I hate Flow Gymnastics. But I was talking about how when I first learned my Maloney, that it just felt like I was, like, that's a skill that really defied gravity. So it's funny that I was just about to say that because I think I talked about that. I can't remember if I did in that interview or not, but I know at the time when I was younger doing Maloney's, like, I was like, this, like, skill really defies gravity. And I always thought it was dope. So that's why I really like breaking down the Maloney's, is because, number one, do you see how late you have to get your toes on? Like, she's almost at the bottom of the bar getting her toes on. A lot of people will want to get their toes on right here. That's just too early. You're not going to get enough momentum because the momentum has to happen right here. See how she starts sticking her head out and arching? And then she keeps that, and then she's going to push her butt back so she has enough room to put her toes on the bar. And she's going to snap those toes on the bar underneath the bar, grip it as hard as she can, and then literally her toes are on the bar for 2 seconds. 1, 2, and not even. This is in slow motion, so it's really quick. So she's going to grip it, and then she's going to take them off right here. Now she's literally going to throw herself from the bottom of the bar, as you can see, her hands and her head. Throw herself up. Look at her hands. That's crazy. Throw herself up and keep her feet back or in front of her. I guess it depends on how you want to define that. But again, basically on the back side of the bar, this side of the bar. So she can... This is just so dumb. Gymnasts are so dumb. The stuff that we can do is so lame. And I mean all of that in the most, like, complimentary way possible. I've said that before in a video, and a lady got on my ass because she was, like, probably over 50. I was like, how are you going to call this dumb? How is this dumb? And she just, like, kept reading. And somebody commented, they're like, people that aren't 50 will say something is dumb, meaning, like, it's such an amazing thing that anybody can do it, that it's dumb. The fact that you can even do this is dumb. Like, that's how insane it is. And it's actually a term of endearment. It's a compliment. And she had nothing to say, of course, to that. But I think all of the things that gymnasts can do at high levels is dumb. Like, the fact that we can do this, put some respect on our name, for real. And especially this skill where, like I said, I feel like it really does defy gravity because she's throwing... So if you think about it, all your momentum is pulling yourself down. You are resisting it to then throw yourself up, which is the opposite direction, all while keeping your feet up and out, picking up your whole body in the air, and still using all the physics, momentum, and speed to traject yourself to catch the bar. Like, what? So then, as if that's not hard enough, she's got to make sure she has enough momentum from this part. See how she's kicking her legs up really high? She's driving back that power she's created from the Maloney here, taking all that power with her legs to drive up in this arch so that her chest can rise, boom, right here. So now she can prepare for the free hip, and she should have let go right here. But instead, she let go right here. So she just let go a smidgen late. And that's why she ends up missing the bar. So it's either because she's letting go a little late, or maybe, even if she had let go at that time, had she sat up a little bit sooner, she could have caught it. But I really think she just let go a little late. Yeah, I think she just let go late. So if she lets go right here, she'd go straight up and then be able to catch the bar. But instead, she let go when her... So notice her face right here is when she starts to let go. So basically, her chest is already over the bar when she decides to let go, right there. So then physics is going to take her out. If she had let go with her chest right in front of the bar, maybe right here. Do you see how in gymnastics too, how like 1 centimeter or 1 second can be all the difference? The difference is you catching the bar or not. And it's also the difference between landing on your face on the bar or catching it. Because if she even let go a little too early, she could land on the bar. Like that happened to my best friend. She has a fake tooth because I I think it was on a Tkachev. She let go early and like literally landed on the bar on her face and it knocked her tooth out. So like in gymnastics, there's not a lot of room for error. So I wanted to break that down and see why she even missed this skill. And I really just think it has to do with the fact that she should have let go right here instead of letting go right here. And it maybe just letting go a little earlier. I also like Laurent's reaction. I wanted to leave this in to address it too. So she misses and he kind of just like, yeah. There's some people on Twitter that are like, I don't like Laurent's reaction. I think he shouldn't be blah, blah, blah. At some point, we have to stop being so soft-skinned and stop being such whiners, because every little thing every coach, anybody does, somebody somewhere has a problem with. And like, tell me you've never been a high-level athlete without telling me you've never been a high-level athlete, because every high-level athlete has a high-level coach that shows passion like this. And whenever, you know, you want it for your athletes so bad and they barely miss it, and you're like, oh, God, like, it's actually healthy and good for athletes to see that their coach has that passion for them just like they do, and to show some animation. Because like, could you imagine doing all that hard stuff and looking up and your coach just going, you'd be like, do you not care? Are you not like passionate about this for me? Because like, I'm so close to getting such a cool combination. You have like no passion. And also it's motivating. It's motivating to see your coach act like that, because you're like, God, we're so close. We could do it. We could get it. And it's like, and there was nothing, like, it's not like he hit the bar, started cussing her out, yelling at her. It was just kind of one of those like, like one of those things. Like, even when like, I feel like everybody does this. Like, if you're playing a card game and you lose, you're like, oh gosh, dang it. Like, you just do this little clapping thing. You're like, what? And you know, just like, you show animation. It's not a negative thing. It doesn't have to be negative. But people were taking it negative for Laurent, and I'm glad a lot of people were jumping into, like, I don't think that's how it's meant to be. Like, you can look at anything and make something a problem out of it. Like, honestly, like, I'm looking at this plant right now, which looks really tall, really green, but I see some dark spots and I'm like, that plant's being neglected. That plant, obviously, like, look at the dark spots. Like, no, honey, sometimes plants are gonna have dark spots on them. There's certain leaves you can cut off, but if you look at the overall picture, that is a good looking plant. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the overall picture. Stop taking things out of context to make a problem, to make yourself look like you're a hero for addressing it. Like, you're not. Nobody cares. Like, he's doing a really good job. He's a really good coach. He's showing some passion and animation for his athletes. Like, it's really not that serious. And like, a lot of coaches do that. Like, they throw their hands up in the air, like, oh, like, body language matters as a coach, because it matters. Anything matters as anything. Like, again, anything can be positive, anything can be negative. So like, when you show body language like that, you're showing, it's like an outward way of showing your passion. And it's not like he did it so aggressively, or again, cussed her out, was yelling at her. He was just like, dang it, we're so close, you know, one of those fun things. So I wanted to address that, because I just was reading comments and I was like, God, it don't matter what anybody does. People have a freaking problem. Oh, and this is her Biles on vault. She went back. The half on, double full, right? That's the Biles, right? I think I'd already addressed this in a video. I think this is interesting. Look how she's twisting up. I don't think she meant to do this, because she would have probably fallen. You see where the blue mat is? And if she landed like this, see how far her feet are in front of her? She probably would have landed on her butt. This one looked a little off for her. You see how she's pulling with her arms up? I feel like her arms should be to her chest a little bit more, though it allowed her to twist a little faster. And it looks like she kind of started the twist late. Let me watch it in slow-mo. So she blocks, she lifts, and then she starts to twist right there. Yeah, I think she just started the twist really late. Of course, she lands on her feet in the pit, because the pit's going to give and it's a lot lower. But I feel like if she did that on the floor right now, she probably would have fallen on her butt. But again, she's competed this before. It's named after her. Like, she knows what she's doing. But this is just my observation. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you learned something. I hope you liked it. Go check out Simone's stuff to go see it for yourself. Comment below some video ideas, some skills you want me to break down, routines, people, whatever. I will add that to the list, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.